I have to show you guys inside of this model home. Wait. In today's video, before I show you guys that model home, we are doing another builder review. Maybe you guys heard of this builder, maybe you haven't. Pointe Homes. That's right, we're doing a builder review of Pointe Homes, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to point out all the features, all the customization options that you can have inside your house, why you should go with Pointe Homes, why you shouldn't go with Pointe Homes. And we're also going to be walking the most popular floor plan in this community, this 3,200 square foot house. But before we get to this model home right behind me, I want to show you guys my least favorite floor plan, Claiborne. So I catch you guys at that floor plan first. We are in front of our first stop. This one is the Claiborne. It's a 3-bed, 3-bath, just under 2,200 square feet. I will reveal the price at the end of the tour. Now, before we go inside, this is my least favorite floor plan, actually, that I've seen in a while. And I'm gonna show y'all why. Remember, we're talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think this kind of leans towards the ugly side. So let's go look inside of it. Remember, this is a Pointe Homes builder review, so we're not talking about the neighborhood. I am going to showcase the floor plan, but the point is to show you guys what this builder is all about. And remember too, is that this is just the Lago Reserve neighborhood in Maynard, Texas. This does not represent all their neighborhoods across Texas, especially in the Austin metro. This is just to get a good idea of what this builder has to offer. So what's pretty consistent about this builder is this white brick look on the outside. It is a fancier touch. Now I say that as this house right next door has a traditional red brick look, but they are pretty uniform when it comes to the white brick, white stone type of exterior features. Now this one, I am gonna give credit where it's due. I do like the fact that they have this garden all spread out this way. I will say though, if you guys do not build that border correctly, that grass is gonna grow into this garden. It's gonna become a nightmare. Ask me how I know that. So one thing to point out is this entryway right here. It's nice and covered. You also have this nice little balcony. It seems like that every single house has some sort of a patio. And it's funny, as soon as I say that, I find that house right across the street that doesn't have any sort of patio. So we're not gonna assume that every house has a patio in the front. As soon as you walk in, this is your entryway. So immediately I could see the kitchen island as soon as I walk in. So if you are somebody that believes in feng shui, as soon as you walk in, you see the back door. That means money flows out. So right to my left is going to be your office space, no carpet. And you have your 2 windows right here in the front overlooking the street. So it's it's definitely a very spacious office, by the way. You have your dual French doors right here with the glass to see through. Very, 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 very spacious office. You could easily fit at the minimum 2 desks in here. If you really wanted to stretch it out, you could fit 3. Now over here is where you'll find your first bedroom. And then over here is where it gets its own bathroom. Now here's where I'm starting to get some issues with this house. This is just my opinion, are the colors. I'm not a big fan of the color here. It's a little bit darker. You have your dark gray quartz countertops to go along with the light brown cabinets to go along with the gold finishes. I don't know, something about that just does not seem right with me. And then right here, you have your coat closet. So at least the coat closet is located in a spot that's really close to the front door. Now, before we get down here, let's go over here to your second guest bedroom. Second guest bedroom has its own private bathroom. That is a plus, but we're running into the same color issues, and this bathroom is a little bit on the smaller side as well. But if you have kids, you know, the fact that they have their own bathroom is a big plus, and this closet is actually pretty decent size too. We're gonna come back out. Let's talk about the garage real quick. And since the garages are gonna be pretty much standard throughout, we're not gonna visit every single garage. I'm just gonna talk about this garage, and we're just gonna assume that every garage is about the same. So every single garage is gonna feature paint. All these walls are painted. You also have a garage door opener. You're gonna have an irrigation system, and there's also gonna be pre-plumbed for a water softener. All right, now depending on the lot that you're in, if you are on a bigger lot and they do have specific lots that they allow this on, you could either turn that before the house is built, you could turn that 2-car garage into a 2.5-car garage or even a 3-car garage. So you do have that option in terms of customization. Now I am in the kitchen area here. I do like this big living space right here. So you have these ginormous windows all along this living room area here. And then you have this kitchen right here, okay? So you have quartz countertops with the island. You have the sheetrock right there. And then quartz countertops, you don't get the waterfall, which we're gonna showcase in the next house here shortly. You have the backsplash, which actually looks pretty good. I like the color in the backsplash. Oh, you have a bunch of cabinets down there, a bunch of cabinets up there, and then you have your own dedicated trash drawer right here. And then you have your built-in appliances right here. And then you have your 5-burner gas cooktop right there to go along with the large garden sink with golden faucets. So far, so good, right? You also get this pretty decent sized pantry right there, and that cabinet the shelves go all the way up. And one thing I want to point out too is the amount of recessed lights that you get inside of this area. So you get all these recessed lights lining that entryway, recessed lights over there, and then you just have the ceiling fan right there with the one light. I wish that you would have a little bit more lights over here, but the fact that you have this entire open space, I think that's enough lights. Before we get to the master bedroom, since we're already over here, you do get this very large patio right here in the back. It's already covered, and then it's already connected for a gas connection. So if you are somebody that wants to build an outside kitchen, well, you're already halfway there. So once we get to the master bedroom, you guys will notice that we start getting into the carpet right here. And then we have the 3 windows. We have the 1 ceiling fan. So this is where I'm gonna start knocking tri-points. A lot of builders would do this where they would just have the 1 recessed light or 1 ceiling fan light right there in the center of the master bedroom. I believe, especially in the master bedroom, that you should have multiple recessed lights, you know, because once the sun goes down, once it starts to get dark, these rooms do get a little bit dark. And again, y'all asked for my opinion, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. That's just my opinion. Some of y'all might not have an issue with it, but the point of this video is to highlight the very small features that y'all might not even be thinking of. Now, when we get into the master bathroom, this is where I'm gonna knock Tri-Pointe Homes again on this floor plan. So this toilet right here, right? I have issues with this bathroom right here, and here's why. So I'm gonna close the door. I am sitting down on a toilet, okay? I'm sitting down. I'm opening this door. I am hitting my leg right there. You see that? Granted, why would you open the door while you're sitting down in the bathroom like this? I don't know, but the fact that like you don't have that much clearance inside of this bathroom right here, I just kind of have to I just gotta knock some points off of Tri-Pointe Homes for that. You know, I wish that bathroom was a little bit bigger over there. I do like this shower though. This shower could actually legitimately fit 2 people, plus it comes with bench seating. And then this bathtub, it's a lower bathtub. And what I did in the second walkthrough is that I showed you guys exactly how low of a clearance this bathtub is. I honestly don't know why it's like that. If I had to guess, it would be because this bathtub is so deep that the clearance for some reason is just so low. But again, on the second tour, on the next tour, I'm gonna show you guys a live presentation of what that looks like. So you do have your dual vanity sinks, but just like the other bathroom, I really do not care for this darker color countertop. You know, it's a dark color, and I don't know, it just, to me, it just doesn't look right. But hey, to some of you watching, that will look completely fine. That's all right. You know, everybody has an opinion. And then this is gonna be your walk-in closet here. So again, this is the Claiborne floor plan. And what I want y'all to do is let me know down below. If this is your favorite floor plan, comment Claiborne down below. And I'm gonna reveal the price. The price in this house is gonna be just under $440,000. All right, if you're using a conventional loan at 5% down, you are putting $15,000 down to buy this house. All right, now we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna show you guys the next house, which in my opinion is a better layout than this house. This floor plan isn't too bad. It's just my least favorite inside of this neighborhood specifically. So let's look at that second house and make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video when I'm gonna show you guys the best floor plan inside this neighborhood in the model home. And we're gonna talk about the customization and the higher end finishes that you can do inside of your Tri-Pointe home. So let's explore the second floor plan. All right, y'all, we are at our second stop. This is called the Sheldon. This one's a 4-bed, 3-bath, just under 3,000 square feet. And I'll reveal the price at the end of the tour. Now this floor plan is a lot better in terms of functionality and usability versus the first floor plan. And I'm gonna show y'all exactly why. As y'all can see, the front just looks absolutely gorgeous. You have these white bricks out in front, full gutters, and you have this oversized front porch covered as well. And everything inside of these homes so far with Tri-Pointe, at least in this neighborhood, they're on the borderline of luxury. I wouldn't consider them luxury, but definitely on the borderline. So as I enter in, we're immediately greeted to this front bedroom right here. And I do like the fact that it has 2 windows opposed to your traditional 1 window. And this one is overlooking this patio right here. So if you are somebody that puts a lot of designs inside their patio, you know, you're kind of blocking the view, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Now, this is gonna be your first guest bathroom, and it's a full guest bathroom at that. You even have granite countertops in the sink. And then you have your coat closet strategically located right next to that front door, which by the way, also has a window. So as we come to this laundry room is actually a pretty good size, and it's kind of centric located, you know, like the master bedroom is in the back of the house, and then the stairs are right here with the rest of the bedrooms upstairs, aside from the bedroom down there. So this is not a bad location for a laundry room. And then right here, you have your office space. Granted, you are facing directly your neighbor right here, but their windows are dark. You can't really see anything. It's almost like these windows are tinted, and I'm assuming it's the same thing of them looking into here. But you know, you always put blinds in those windows, so on and so forth. Now, real quick, because I had a client the other day talk a little bit about feng shui, I think it's a lot better for me to talk about feng shui in these videos now. So one thing that I noticed with this house is that your front door is right here, and it flows through to the back window, and you do see a little bit of the kitchen counter right there from the hallway or from the entryway. So usually if that was a back door in that back area, that feng shui would stand for money flowing out the house. You don't have that problem with this floor plan, but you definitely do have, this kitchen is definitely visible, or at least a portion of this kitchen island is definitely visible from the time that you walk into the house. Now here is this layout over here between the kitchen, the living room area, and the dining room area. Now me personally, when I first walked this floor plan, I was not a big fan of this space, you know, because it's like 2 separate sections, living room right there, dining room right here, but then you have your patio door right there. I was not a big fan of that, but it actually grew on me since I've actually been walking this house. And now I actually like the dedicated spaces, because literally you have a dedicated living room, dedicated dining room, and it's still an open concept. You're not a split floor plan. You're not separated by walls or pillars. It's still an open floor plan, but you have dedicated living spaces. The other thing I want to point out is this right here. So a lot of builders, a lot of standard builders, even builders that offers customization options, you will see that on the kitchen island, they will still put drywall. In Tri-Pointe's case, they are putting an accent wall right there to go along with an island with a quartz waterfall, right? You also have the built-in appliances, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, which usually is considered an upgrade to most builders, but this is standard, at least in this neighborhood. And you have these contrasting colors, so they don't just focus on all white cabinets or all one color cabinets. You actually have your white cabinets to go along with black cabinets to go along with these golden handles. Very nice touches, very nice colors. And then you have the 5 burner right there up top to go along with this pantry right here. Another thing to point out is that these windows are just humongous, and they have a good assortment of windows throughout this entire first story. And then our master bedroom located at the back of the house still features 3 windows, but more importantly, they feature no carpet. It comes with a ceiling fan, just like there's a ceiling fan in the living room, which a lot of builders don't offer. And then you have your master bathroom. So dual vanity sinks, again, granite countertops. Now, real quick, the one thing that I'm going to knock Tri-Pointe homes for, at least in this neighborhood, I can't speak for all neighborhoods, but at least in this neighborhood, is gonna be this tub right here. It's kind of hard to see this in a video, but I want you to look at the height of this tub, right? So if I just set my camera down, see if I can give you guys a good visual representation of this. So this is how low this tub is. For some reason, Tri-Pointe homes and Lago Reserves have built lower tubs. I don't know why, but these tubs are still deep, right? These are really deep tubs, you know, for reference, I'm 6'2". But to get inside these tubs, you have to crouch all the way down. For some reason, just the clearance to get in these tubs is a little bit on the lower side. That's one knock that I personally would have for Tri-Pointe homes. But hey, the credit that I am going to give them is the fact that they frosted this window with this rainfall type window, because let's be honest, for some reason, a lot of builders, I can't name any names right now, but a lot of builders will have this window clear as day. So when you are walking around butt naked inside your shower, other people are gonna see it, but in this case, they're not gonna see it. Now you also have this stand-up shower, which you could get away with fitting 2 people inside of it. And then you have a very large walk-in closet. And what I like about this floor plan is that you have this little extra space right there as well. Now, unlike the first floor plan, you actually have some space to move around in this private king seat room there. And I do like the little contrast between the tile inside the bathroom to the floors inside the rest of the house. And again, no carpet in the master bedroom. And I do like the fact that they do have a good amount of recessed lights. It's not overbearing. It's not like, oh wow, you know, you have to have, it's not like, oh wow, look at all these recessed lights or anything crazy like that. But they do have a decent amount inside the house. The only thing I do wish that they had was more recessed lights. Actually, recessed lights in general inside this living room, whereas you're just stuck to this one ceiling fan as a light. But hey, you know what? That's why we do these builder reviews on this channel, is so y'all see exactly what these builders have to offer, how they compare and contrast to each other, and that way you can make the best choice for you and your family. There's no such thing as a perfect builder. Just like with anything else, you're going to want to choose I would say about 3 to 4 things that are absolute non-negotiables. So primary bedroom on the first floor, for example, tall ceilings, tall doors, just to give y'all some examples. But then you're gonna have to be able to be flexible with everything else. So I just came from downstairs. By the way, this open rail concept is typically an upgrade with most builders. Over here, that is a standard feature. Now, my first room, as soon as I get upstairs, is going to be this media room right here. And it comes with a tray ceiling as well. Now, obviously, you can use this media room for whatever you want, but I think it's cool to have a dedicated spot for a media room. And then another thing to highlight is this loft area here. So the issue that I have with my loft area at home is that the loft only has 2 windows. So it kind of feels crammed in, whereas this one, you have 4 windows, and that way it lets in as much natural sunlight as possible. So if you are somebody that's turning this into, I don't know, like an upstairs type of entertainment room or even a playroom for the kids, it feels good to have all this open space up here. Now, as we're getting to the rest of the bedrooms, I do want to point out that I'm not a huge fan of this color choice right here. I think the floors are a little bit too dark, especially for the bathroom. I would like to see some uniformity, you know, with the downstairs tile being the same as the upstairs tile or vice versa. But really, I'm not a huge fan of the dark tiles, but I like the uniformity in the cabinets with their golden handles. I like the fact that you have a dual vanity sink inside of a guest bathroom. That is a huge plus. And you have the 2 more bedrooms over here. And then finally, we have our pantry closet or linen closet inside of this room, and it's double shelf, so that's always nice to have. But y'all let me know down below. Again, this is the Sheldon, and if this is your favorite floor plan of the video, let me know down below. But this one is going at a price of about $494,000. We could break that down into payments depending on the type of buyer you are, but at the end of the day, it is completely up to you and what you want to do with your budget and how you want to buy your house. But again, this is a builder review, so I really want y'all to let me know down below what you guys think about Tri-Pointe so far. Next, let's talk about this model home that we're gonna walk next. So our next stop is gonna be at the model home, which is the most popular floor plan in this neighborhood. And also on top of it being the most popular floor plan, is also gonna have all the bells and whistles that you can put inside of your house if you do choose to build your house instead of buying the inventory house. So we're gonna see all the bells and whistles. We're gonna see why that floor plan is the most popular. And after that tour, hopefully we're gonna be able to decide where Tri-Pointe ranks compared to other builders, what rating you would give Tri-Pointe, and if you would buy a Tri-Pointe home or not. So let's take a look at that model home. All right, y'all, I am in front of that model home, the most popular floor plan here in this neighborhood in Lago Reserve in Maynard, Texas. This one is called the McKinney. It is just under 3,200 square feet, 4 beds, 3.5 baths. I will reveal the price at the end of the tour. But something that's very important to note is that inside this model home, this is where you're gonna see all the bells and whistles that you can apply to your house if you wanted to go the build route with Pointe Homes. I'm gonna point out all those features or as much as possible, and then we're going to discuss what the price looks like and if this is your favorite floor plan or not. So let's get started. Just real quick, this is what the outside looks like. You don't really get no front patio like that. Now this could be because it's the model home, but you do get this entryway right here, and we're just gonna walk on through. I do like the fact though that all their doors have some sort of glass instead of just being a wood panel door and you're just shut in, right? I do like the fact that there's some visibility. It fits the feng shui. There is no cash flow issues going on with this house because you don't see the back door from here. And additionally, you also don't see the kitchen from here, which has been a pretty common theme so far in today's video. So immediately to my left, you're gonna have your first guest bedroom. Now look how much easier it is to visualize how big this room is when you actually have furniture inside of it. Now this guest bedroom also has a bathroom connected to it. And one of the features that I'm gonna point out is gonna be both the shower door right here and also the backsplash. Now you could pick and choose what features you want inside of your house. Again, I'm just showcasing exactly all the bells and whistles that's with this model home. You also have a different type of tile here just to give you guys some more options. And of course, if you wanted to go with the builder quality grade carpet versus the standard, this is what that would look like as well. Now, it does have a second story, which we are gonna go up there, but I just wanted to show you the open rail concept. And before we get to the living area, let's showcase this office space right here. So this office space is a good amount of space. Now they have decked this office out and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I am going to go along the lines that you are definitely not gonna get this color. You're definitely not going to get the accent walls inside your office spot. However, you will get the floors because so far in this video, there was no carpet inside the office, which is a big plus. The next thing I want to point out is going to be this laundry room. So this laundry room is the same size as the other laundry rooms, but this one is actually connected to the master bedroom living room, which I'm not going to take you guys there yet. So imagine with the other laundry rooms, you did have this additional space. So it is a little bit smaller inside of this laundry room, but you are more located closer to your master bedroom. Now they also have a mud room type of section right here, which is in front of the garage over here. And they're gonna have this neat little under the stairs closet. Now I'll be completely honest, I do not know if this is an upgrade or not. In my experience, if I had to guess, this would be an upgrade. You would just have the normal coat closet right here. So I'm assuming you could have this inside of your house, or you could have this customized inside of your house. Now, before we get over there, I just have to point out this half bathroom really quick. Really nothing to write home about, but you do get this little display section right here before you get this spiraling staircase upstairs. And look how beautiful this looks right here. This entire kitchen area looks absolutely beautiful. You get your dining area, your living area, then your master bedroom is in the back over there. But look how they decked this place out. This place looks absolutely gorgeous. Gives you ideas of how to deck your house out. Now, some things to point out with this house is gonna be the waterfall countertops. Now, lucky for us, in our second walkthrough, that house also had a waterfall countertop, which didn't really reflect into the price too much. This model home does have it. The first house did not have it. So I'm gonna say that this is an upgrade that you can do on your house. I do love that they put the white and the black cabinets here. I personally like the gold handles better than I like the black handles, but y'all let me know down below which one you prefer. As you can see, they have this 5-burner gas cooktop stove, which is standard in all floor plans. Now, one thing I do have to point out is that the under the cabinet lighting is an upgrade, all right? But what's standard is the built-in microwave and oven combination, which is a big plus because usually that is considered an upgrade. And then you get this walk-in pantry right here. Now let's go check out this master bedroom. And I wanna show y'all real quick the size of this patio back here. Now usually I am going to lean on the side of this is kind of an extended patio, but it is a nice patio regardless. I am going to err on the side of caution that your patio I think is going to be cut off maybe where these chairs kind of start at. I think this entire section over here is going to be extended. Matter of fact, I'm going to say that the extension starts on this slab over here, right? I think you're just going to have this right here. That's a good guess, but then again, I could be wrong. But to me, this just looks like it's extended. So in your master bedroom, they don't have any carpet down here on this one. They also have the accent wall. And something that I noticed in this floor plan is that they have recessed lights. Remember, I mentioned that in the other walkthroughs that I wish that these master bedrooms had recessed lights to go along with the ceiling fan. So you have the option to add this customization inside of your bedroom. Big plus. Now this is a big upgrade, is this sliding barn door that is definitely an upgrade and customization option that you can do with your house. So I wanna say that this stand-up shower right here is also an upgrade because that seems like it's an oversized, that's a two-person stand-up shower. And it's the biggest stand-up shower of the day. So I'm gonna err on the side that this is an upgrade. But also what I noticed is that this bathroom does not have a tub. So you do have the option to remove the tub inside of your master bedroom, which I know some of my past clients don't really care about the tub. So that's exactly what they would do. Now over here you have your dual vanity sink. It's a little bit of a bigger sink because you have this bigger middle section there. You have a bigger toilet, a bigger private toilet right there. You're gonna have your linen closet right here, which kind of looks like the pantry in the kitchen. And then you're gonna have this large walk-in closet with no carpet. Now your floor plan is definitely gonna have carpet. We're just showcasing what you can do with customization options. And then after this, you walk into your laundry room. Let's go upstairs. If this is your favorite floor plan so far, comment McKinney down below. And if you're looking to move, not only in Maynard, not only in the Tri-Pointe home, make sure you reach out to me and the team. QR code is on the screen. Link is down below in my comments. I would love to talk to you and your family to figure out exactly where you guys are moving to, what your plan is, and how I can help you get there. So make sure you reach out to me and the team if you're planning on moving to Austin, Texas. Now, we are upstairs in the loft. I just came from the spiral staircase right there. We are upstairs in this loft. And one thing I want to point out is this media room right here. Now, with this media room, there's a lot of upgrades in here. You know, you have your, again, your builder quality grade carpet. You have your accent walls or your wallpaper. And then you have these lights, these nice little lights. And then you have built-in speakers up here too. You're obviously not gonna get all of this inside your house, but this is showing what you could upgrade inside of your house. Same thing as this loft. Now this loft has a couple windows. I'm not sure if you're gonna get a third window over there or not. I'm gonna assume that you're gonna get a third window on this wall over here as a standard feature. They don't have it just due to the accent wall over here. But one thing to point out too is that there is a bunch of recessed lights on this ceiling. So you're never gonna run out of lights in this house. And then you can see your entryway from this side, and then you can see your living room from this side. I can see why this is the most popular floor plan. So this is gonna be your first set of bedrooms upstairs. Very nice, very simple. And then this is going to be your second bedroom over here to go along with a nice sized walk-in closet. And they're both going to share this bathroom. So a common theme in this video is that everybody gets a dual vanity sink. I want to point this out. Not every single builder even offers a dual vanity sink in the master bathroom, much less the guest bathroom. So that's just a benefit to point out. So again, if this is your favorite floor plan, comment McKinney down below. Now, before you go off anywhere, I'm gonna talk about one more thing. So now let's talk about the price of the McKinney floor plan. So the price of the McKinney floor plan is going to run about $540,000 in this neighborhood. You could build this home if you want to. You could buy an inventory if you want to. They currently do not have any McKinneys available as an inventory, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit as they're currently in the process of building it. So if you like this floor plan, comment McKinney down below. And I would like to know where you guys are watching from too. You know, let me know down below where you guys are watching from. If you are even planning on moving down to Austin, you know to reach out to me and the team. And before you go anywhere, let's cap this video off and I'll catch you guys at the next spot. So let's talk a little bit more about Tri-Pointe Homes. Tri-Pointe Homes actually reminds me a little bit of a Chesmar Homes type of property, maybe even a Pointe Homes. I would consider Chesmar Homes a little bit better than Tri-Pointe, and Pointe is a little bit underneath Tri-Pointe. I think the closest comparable of builders that I at least am familiar with would be an Ashton Woods type of comparison, which is not a bad comparison at all. Now, one thing that stood out to me, or one of many things that stood out to me about Tri Pointe Homes is firstly, their built-in features in their houses. So every single house is gonna come pre-wired in their kitchen for speakers. It's gonna come pre-plumbed for a water softener and a reverse osmosis system. Another thing that's interesting is that the house does not come with blinds at all, which a lot of builders, I would say it's about 50-50. Some builders do blinds, some builders don't. Unfortunately, this is one of the builders that don't. However, we are in the type of market that you can definitely negotiate that. Same thing with the washer dryer fridge. You will not get the washer dryer fridge with Tri Pointe Homes as you would with other builders. But again, the builders that you would get the washer dryer fridge combination from, those are gonna be a little bit on the lower end, at least in my experience. What's interesting about Tri Pointe Homes is that they have different product lines and different floor plans based off the lot size that they're in. And a lot of builders offer this as well, so I guess it's not that surprising. I am comparing Tri Pointe Homes here in Lago Reserve, here in Maynard, Texas, compared to the one in Flora up in Hutto. And Flora is a master plan community. I actually shot a video of that master plan community neighborhood review, including Tri Pointe Homes. If you haven't watched that video, I'll leave it on the screen. I highly recommend that you watch that video, not just for Tri Pointe Homes, but for that entire neighborhood in general. But that is the first and last time that I spoke about Tri Pointe Homes before this video. And that was actually the first time I ever connected with Tri Pointe Homes, so that is going to be the only comparable that I have. I do remember that product line over there in Florida being completely different than the product line over here. But again, that is a master plan community over there versus Tri Pointe over here is a sole builder, at least as of today's recording. There is word that Ashton Woods is going to be coming here in this neighborhood. What's so special about Tri Pointe Home? Let's get into the meat of it. So outside of the built-in standard features that I just mentioned, you have two options. First, you can buy an inventory home or a spec home. These are just homes that are already finished, they're already on the ground, they're moving ready, they're just waiting for you to put an offer together and buy that house. The next option is TBB, which stands for to be built. With TBB, you do have some customization options. And unlike other builders, they don't sell those customizations as packages. So for example, package A will be a specific type of flooring or carpet, specific type of colors of countertops and cabinets, and specific finishes. They don't offer that. You could customize literally everything and anything that you want to. Now, people do get overwhelmed with this stage, so it is my job as your realtor, and it's also the job of the design center agent to sit with you and make sure that you are customizing the options that are most important to you so you do not go over budget. Now, with that design center, you get 2 3-hour appointments. So 2 3-hour appointments, 6 hours total to design your house from the ground up. Now, as of today in Lagos Reserve here in Maynard, Texas, they are offering a $25,000 design center credit, which you can apply to go towards those customization options. And if you're buying an inventory home, they're only offering $30,000 in flex cash, which can be used to either bring the price down, buy the rate down, or just simply apply it towards your closing costs or buy your appliances, the washer, dryer, fridge, if they don't already offer it. Now, something that stood out to me more on the negative side than the positive side is that they don't have a interest rate incentive. It's not an end all be all type of thing, because there are builders out there like Weston Homes and Perry Homes that don't offer a permanent rate buy down. The reason why is because it costs the builder a lot of money to get that rate bought down, right? To pass it on to the public. So instead, they offer that $30,000 flex cash, and that way you, the buyer, can decide if you want to buy that rate down. The reason why I say that as a negative is because it's hard to figure out exactly how low you can buy that rate down without first putting together an offer to buy the house, right? So, and really I'm just grasping at straws here, right? We're just talking about the features and standards as small as possible, as detailed as possible, and that way you guys get a firm understanding of what this builder has going on. Now, I will say this, there is one thing that absolutely did stick out to me that I did not hear any other builder talk about before. I'm not saying that Tri Pointe Homes is the only builder that offers this. I'm just saying I've never heard of this one before. So 30 days after you move in, the builder supervisor or a representative from the builder will come by your house 30 days after you move in and do a walkthrough, like essentially a second blue tape walkthrough. And basically, if there's anything wrong with the house, cosmetics, functions, mechanics, things of that nature, they will fix it for free. I have never heard of another builder doing that. And you know, I don't know if that's just a sales agent just talking, or I don't know if like that's cemented inside the paperwork, but I was told that's exactly what they do. So I just got to take that. I just got to take what they told me as face value. So that is what they do. After 30 days of you moving in, they will walk the house again to make sure that there is no issues with the house, or at least they're going to make sure that the issues that you want fixed could be addressed, which I think is very honorable, right? So that is my take on Pointe Homes. I think they're a solid builder, you know. Again, I would rank them above Pointe Homes. I would rank them right under Chesmar Homes, and I would rank them right along the lines of Ashton Woods, right? We're in that little builder sphere right there, just to give you guys a reference point. You guys saw the floor plans that we walked. We walked 3 floor plans. Let me know down below which floor plan was your favorite. Also, let me know down below if you do own a Pointe home, what has your experience been? Would you do it again? What type of floor plan did you buy? Where did you buy it? And also, I'm having you guys leave me a lot of comments down below because I love these conversations. I also am really curious on where you guys are watching from. So if you guys haven't mentioned what your favorite floor plan is, or if you don't own a Pointe home, at least leave me a comment down below on what city and state you're watching from. And if you are looking to relocate to Austin, Texas, you gotta reach out to me and the team. You can scan the QR code on the screen, click the link down below in the comments. I have people like you reaching out every single day of the week. And it doesn't matter if you're ready today, tomorrow, 30 days from now, 30 months from now. If you're not ready till 2027, that is completely fine. I just want to help guide you in your home buying journey, and that way we can come up with a game plan so we can end up putting keys in your hand, right? So if you made it this far, make sure to check out other channels. If you haven't watched that Flora neighborhood review, you gotta watch that one. Also, make sure you watch the 6 Creeks master plan review that I've done in Kyle. If you guys like these master plan reviews, let me know. Let me know if you guys like these builder reviews too. I've done 3 of them to this point: Starlight Homes, Perry Homes, and also DR Horton. Whatever builders you guys want reviews for, let me know down below. This is In Austin with Dawson. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.